My name is Dominic Bergfield. I am 18 years old and I'm going to be 19 next month. And as you can see, I'm in a wheelchair because I'm paralyzed. And when I was 4 years old is when I was involved in an accident. I was ran over by a truck and it paralyzed me from the neck down. Now, obviously, this affected my childhood in several ways. There were several things I couldn't do, such as draw without assistance, feed myself, clothe myself, or really play with others in any meaningful way. And so it obviously made me a little bit shy when I was in school. And so I never really knew how to interact with the other kids anyways, and it became even harder since I was in a wheelchair. I never spoke to them because I didn't know what to say, and it was kind of mutual. They didn't know what to say to me either. So growing up, I was actually a little bit lonely. But this wasn't bad though, because I had a very active imagination. I would often retreat into my own little fantasy world where everything went my way, I was the hero, I had several friends, and everything was perfect. And I did this for several years, just living my own little fantasy world, until eventually I learned that I was able to write. I wrote poetry and little short stories, but most of my writing was done with the help of a nurse that I dictated to. It wasn't until later that I found out about a technology called the Tracker Pro, which is a little bitty ball that I place on top of my computer, which allows me to operate the mouse by myself by placing a little dot on my nose that it tracks. And so using this, I was able to type on the computer all by myself, and this really just opened up a lot of doors for me. I could draw on the computer with it, I could write with it, search the web, I could do anything with it, and suddenly I became a lot more independent. However, I did not have this technology in school. I should have had the help that I needed a long time ago, but honestly, the person who should have been in charge of it didn't do as well as she should have. So for many years, I did not have it in school, and I mainly just focused on it at home, writing stories and poetry, and even the occasional song now and then. So I spent a lot of time writing, but eventually I stopped because I am my own worst critic. I told myself that I wasn't good, I couldn't do it, I wasn't pacing it right, and so I stopped. And I didn't write again for a very long time. Well, later on in my life, I was eventually told that I was actually pretty good at it. My siblings loved what I wrote, my nurses loved what I wrote, my family loved what I wrote. And they all said, and they all agreed, that I should take a second chance at writing. So I said, why not? What have I got to lose? If I don't get it, I'm right back to where I was. So there's nothing to lose. So I tried again. But this time, I had an amazing teacher in school named Mr. King. And Mr. King had, I don't even know how he did it, but he managed to give me all the equipment that I never had growing up. He got me the Tracker Pro to use on my computer at school, and got me my own computer to use at school as well. And so I was able to do all my assignments, like essays and everything like that, all by myself without even the need of a nurse. And so I wrote every day between classes whenever I got free time, which wasn't too often. But eventually Mr. King caught on to what I was doing and decided that what I was doing was a great pursuit. He saw that I had a dream, saw that I was passionate about it, and so he began to give me time in class to do that. I was even exempt from most of the assignments that we did because he gave me as much time as I needed to write my books. And so I wrote every day, every single time I was in his class. So I spent hours and hours just devoting all my time to this book. And at first, it wasn't even going to be a book. It was just simply me writing just to see if I could do it. But as I wrote, I gave it more details. I gave it an outline. I put more thought into it. And slowly but surely, it turned into a book. And so whenever I finished it, I was just proud of that simple achievement. That I had managed to stick through something all the way to the end. I didn't think that I would ever publish it. I was just proud that I had written it. And that right there was the greatest thing that I had ever done. But one day, whenever I came to school, Mr. King surprised me yet again, and he went and had gotten it published. And that was probably the greatest morning of my life. Just walk into school one day, and bam, there was my book in print. So I was immensely grateful for that. But then, his kindness did not even stop there. He didn't just publish it, he also marketed it. He put it in almost every store in Macon. He got it in the newspaper. I got TV spots. He put it just everywhere that he could possibly get it. And it wasn't too long that I was on the Trenton Valley News. I was in the newspaper. I was, like you saw in the rural Missouri, I was everywhere. And I got to feel like a true celebrity, and it felt great because it was a dream that I never thought would ever happen. I never thought that I'd write the book, let alone becoming a superstar from it. So it was all a really, really great experience. And once I graduated from school, I was going to do all that on my own, which wasn't a problem because he gave me the keys to do everything. He got me started, he got my foot in the door, and now it was all up to me. So I kept writing, kept sticking to it, and now I have 2 books published, and the second one I did by myself. And the third one is just about done. It's completely written, but now it's being edited. And I'm hoping to get it done and released. Hopefully my goal is by the end of May. So pretty soon, and I'm super excited to get my third one out. So that's my story, and now I'm going to talk about my books. My books is called the Elemental series. It's a 4-part series, and like I said, the third part is about done, so I'm getting close to the end. And this book series is very personal to me because all those fantasies that I had growing up, I kind of mixed and matched a lot of them together and threw them together to make this book. And so writing it was, in a way, very cathartic. So what it is it focuses on the 4 elements like earth, fire, water, air, the stuff that comprise everything in existence. Well, in this book, there are certain individuals that are able to control these elements. Certain individuals that can control fire or water or whatever. But it's all set in the modern day world, the United States. And I chose to put it in Colorado because I figured lots of movies and books are done in California and New York, and I decided Colorado doesn't have much coverage. I thought, why not? So that is the setting and the plot of my books, and it covers the story of Marcus. Marcus has recently become an adult. He is only 19 years old, but he's experienced a lot in his life. He has gone through poverty, the loss of several loved ones, bullying, just a lot of stuff that's been thrown in. And deep down in his heart, he actually feels that in a way he kind of deserves it. He is, similar to me, his own worst critic. He blames himself for a lot of stuff. And one day, a man who calls himself North comes up and offers him kind of just a way to change his situation, do better himself, do better his life, and to make better decisions. So he takes him in almost like his own son, and not only teaches him about like his gift that he has, but also in a way teaches him how to be a better person and how to be the man he wants to be. And so the main focus of the book is more so about the relationships that he gains, redemption that he faces, and all that, more so than the actual powers or the magic of the book. All that is just there to simply push the story forward. The main focus is on his journey as he grows up and becomes who he wants to be and who he feels he's always meant to be. And throughout his journey, he meets a lot of new people who all change his life for the better, similar to what I've done. I've met lots of people who have changed my life, really just made an impact on me, and so does he. So in a way, this book kind of relates a lot to my life, and so therefore the process of writing it was very emotional, but also very fun at the same time. I also designed the covers of the books myself, because Mr. King not only gave me time to write, but he also taught me how to use several computer programs like Photoshop that I use to design my covers as well. And the covers are inspired by the different elements, such as the earth and water, as you can see from the titles. And the symbols on the covers are also the symbols representing those elements. In the logo of the series I made myself as well, and it represents all four of the elements because it is the four different symbols all mixed into one. And so that's my story and the story of my stories. Now, are there any questions that